It is Ramadan. Sunset has arrived and you are about to break your fast when the gunshots begin. Within the hour, your home is on fire. The men who started it are now rounding people up, and you know what that means. You tell them your feet hurt, that you cannot walk, and in the chaos of the attack, you manage to slip away with 2 of your grandchildren. You walk through the night barefoot, thorns cutting into your feet. When you reach Pulka at dawn, you realize 4 others did not make it with you. 2 of them are your daughters. 2 are your grandchildren, aged 4 and 2. They are somewhere up in the mountains with the terrorists. That was 2 months ago, and you are still waiting.
Welcome to Vestiges of Violence. Here, we talk about survivors. For Human Angle, I am Sabika.
Bintu Suleiman is a 55-year-old mother and trader from Ngoshe in Ngoshe local government area of Borno State, northeastern Nigeria. She has experienced multiple displacements over the past decade. The Ramadan incident is the most recent. As the sun was setting on March 3, 2026, the terrorists moved into Ngoshe, first attacking a military base before spreading through the rest of the town. They burned homes as they went. More than 100 people were killed and over 300 were abducted. Bintu was home with her children when the attack began. The gunshots came at the time for iftar, and none of them had eaten or drunk anything to break the fast. They hid indoors for about an hour as the fires crept closer.
We were frightened and stayed in our rooms for about an hour, but they had set the place on fire and the burning was reaching us, so we had to run out. They packed us all and said they were kidnapping us. I told them my feet were hurting, so I couldn't walk.
In the confusion of the attack, Bintu and her grandchildren managed to slip away and hide in the bushes. They ran into the forest with no shoes and spent the night there. By the time they arrived in Pulka, another community in Ngoshe, around 6 a.m., Bintu's feet were so badly torn that she was sick for over a week while the thorns were removed. 4 members of her family were abducted: Bilkisu, her 20-year-old daughter; Aisha, her 16-year-old daughter; Muhammad, her 4-year-old grandson; and Hamsatu, her 2-year-old granddaughter. The terrorists burned everything before they left: Bintu's home, her belongings, and her livestock. The shop she ran beside her home, stocked with soap, sugar, groundnuts, and household provisions, was empty and destroyed. 9 bags of groundnuts were also taken. Now Bintu is among hundreds of displaced people sheltering in a government primary school in Pulka. They sleep outside under trees, and when it rains, about 15 people crowd into a classroom. They arrived with nothing and have only been given handouts of clothes from the people of Pulka. Humanitarian organizations have been present, providing them with water, soap, and detergent. The government has also distributed blankets, mats, and small portions of maize and rice. But it is not enough. Hygiene has also been a major challenge, as there are only a few bathrooms to serve them. Since it is an active academic session, there is not enough room in the school. Yet amid these conditions, the uncertainty surrounding their loved ones weighs just as heavily. Bintu has had occasional news of her abducted family through people who have escaped from captivity. The most recent account came about a week ago from 4 women who had managed to flee. They said her children were alive and held in the mountains.
There is no relief in the news. No relief in merely hearing that they are alive if we don't see them. Relief will come when we see them and they are free.
Bintu has been consumed with worry and has struggled to sleep well. Some nights, she does not sleep at all. On some nights, she dreams that they have returned, or that she is climbing the mountains to find them. This is not the first time Bintu has been displaced. Ngoshe is a community that has suffered repeated violence from the insurgency in northeastern Nigeria. It had only recently been rebuilt and repopulated as part of a government post-conflict resettlement program. Roughly 9 years ago, soldiers relocated Bintu's community in Ngoshe to Banki for 3 months, then to Pulka, where they lived in a displacement camp for 4 years, and eventually back to Ngoshe, where she has lived for 5 years before this attack. Each time she was forced to rebuild, she traded, farmed, and raised her children. Having been divorced for many years, she has managed the household on her own.
We didn't expect that this would happen or that they would stay here this long. They burnt down our homes, our belongings, and even our livestock. If we still had a home standing, we would have been able to go back soon enough. But now, it doesn't look like it.
Bintu aches for a return home, a return to normalcy. But more than a roof, a market, or even a farm, she wants her daughters and grandchildren back. She wants to see them with her own eyes, alive and free. Until then, she waits to see how life will unfold in Pulka, how long they will remain in the school, whether they will be moved to a displacement camp or resettled yet again to Ngoshe. This episode was reported by Sabik Abello. Multimedia editor is Anthony Asamota, and executive producer is Ahmed Salkida. In order to protect the identities of survivors, we use voice actors for this episode. If you or anyone you know have a story to share on vestiges of violence, do not hesitate to get in touch with us.